Is something you found out late in life that you should have known earlier, but you just didn't?
You can become a millionaire by investing $75 a week for only 10 years out of your life if you start at the age of 20. So the way this works is you would have contributed about $40,000 of your own money, but you would have earned $25,000 in free money. If you left this $65,000 invested, that would grow to over $1.1 million and allow you to retire early a millionaire. Every extra dollar you saved and invested would just get you there sooner. Now, people always ask, Nicole, what is it you invest in to see this growth and make all this free money? Let's talk about your options. The first one is individual stocks, and I'm going to say don't do that. And that's because even the pros can't get it right. Data shows that if you stock pick, you end up making less money and taking on a lot more risk than if you do one of these other strategies that I'm going to talk to you about right now. So the second option is a 3-fund portfolio. This is going to be a little bit more complicated than the other two that I'm going to talk to you about, but overall it's actually really simple. So basically, instead of going and picking individual stocks and betting to say which company is going to do better than all of the rest, why not just buy them all? And now going and buying each individual stock in the stock market would be super time consuming and super confusing and super expensive. Instead, what you can do is buy something called an ETF, which is actually just like a basket of stocks. So to do this, you could do a US total market ETF, which includes all of the companies in the US stock market, international ETF, so you have exposure to international companies, and a bond ETF. Typically, the younger you are, the less bonds you want to have, and that's because they produce a lower return than stocks can, which essentially means you'll make less money. That said, they do serve a purpose when you are older and you're looking for more stability in your portfolio, meaning you don't see the numbers going up and down as much. That's because bonds are considered fixed income. You know what you're going to get before you get them. Your next option is an asset allocation fund. These are some of my favorites. Basically is all of these, but in a single investment. You can literally click one button and it does everything for you. Third option would be something like a target date fund. This is very similar to an asset allocation fund, except for the allocation or how many bonds you have in your portfolio will change as you get closer to the target date. Let's say you decide you're going to retire in the year 2060. You could buy a target date fund for that year. Basically, what it will do is take your bonds and increase your exposure to bonds over time as you get closer to your end date. Whereas with an asset allocation fund, the allocation or how many bonds and how many stocks you own stays the same. It may seem complicated and overwhelming if this is the first time you're hearing all of those things, but I promise you, if you can learn to drive a car, you can learn to invest. Investing is not for the rich. You don't need a lot of money to get started, but it's quite literally how you build your wealth, and is the only way that most of us are going to be able to retire. And the earlier you start, the less money you have to put in, and the more your money will compound and grow for you. If you want to learn more, we have a free investing masterclass. Find it on our website under freebies.